Gandhinagar is the capital of the state of Gujarat in western India. Gandhinagar is located approximately 23 kilometers north from Ahmedabad, on the west-central point of the industrial corridor between Delhi, the political capital of India, and Mumbai, the financial capital of India. Gandhinagar, Gujarat's new capital city, lies on the west bank of the Sabarmati River, about 464 kilometers away from Mumbai, the financial capital of India. 30 sectors, into which the city has been divided, stretch around the central government complex. Each sector has its own shopping and community centre, primary school, health centre, government and private housing. There is a provision of parks, extensive planting and a recreational area along the river, giving the city a green garden city atmosphere. The Akshardham temple is located in Gandhinagar. There was a determination to make Gandhinagar a purely Indian enterprise, partly because the state of Gujarat was the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi and hence the planning was done by two Indian town planners. Prakash M. Apt and H. K. Mewada, who had apprenticed with Le Corbusier in Chandigarh. History: in the 13th century, King Pethasine of Pethapa ruled over Shirtha town. After the death of Pethasine, the Sultanate of Patan used this land as battleground. Sultan Ahmed Shah decided to move his capital from Patan to a new city, and built Ahmedabad. In 1960, Bombay state was split in two different states, Gujarat and Maharashtra. Ahmedabad became capital of Gujarat, and a new capital city was to be built on land which was once part of Pethapa state. The new capital city was planned by chief architect H. K. Mewada, educated at Cornell University, and his assistant Prakash M. Apt. Both Mewada and Apt had worked as trainees under legendary architect Le Corbusier in the Chandigarh project in the 1950s. Gandhinagar's streets are numbered, and have cross streets named for letters of the Gujarati alphabet. All streets cross every kilometre, and at every crossing traffic circles decrease the speed of traffic. The city has developed in four distinct phases. Phase 1, after the city's infrastructure was completed in 1970, and until 1980, it was known as Gandhian City, since it was based on Gandhi's concepts and principles. Phase 2, between 1980 and 1990, a time of low pollution, it was known as Unpolluted City. Phase 3, after 1990, many trees were planted, and the city became the Green City. Phase 4, in 2002, Gujarat's Chief Minister, Narendra Modi, proposed a new, triple focus for the city: it should be green, it should use solar energy, and it should be cosmopolitan. The new city is linked with Ahmedabad on the south by a direct road, having a straight alignment and a right-of-way 91.44 meters wide between the proposed capital and the railway station of Kodia, about 10 kilometers to the west. This road was proposed to be extended further to the south to join the state highway at Surkh near Ahmedabad. A road over bridge was to be provided at the crossing of this road and the Ahmedabad-Delhi meter gauge line at Kodia. Thus, traffic from Saurashtra area could directly come to Gandhinagar without going through Ahmedabad. The road link to Kodia also connects the new city with Ahmedabad Mount Abu State Highway. The site is connected to National Highway No. 8 across the river by 5 km link road. The alignment of the proposed extension of the broad gauge railway from Sabarmati to the fertilizer complex at Sej near Kalol and also to the thermal power station installed in the industrial area in Gandhinagar, was to run along the western boundary of the township. It was proposed to have a railway station in the centre along the western boundary of the township. The railway line was to run under proposed road over bridge at Kodia, and where it crosses the Ahmedabad-Kalol State Highway, there was to be a road over bridge. The new city was thus very well linked by road, rail and air with all parts of the state and the country. Proposed city plan. The character of a plan for a new city is influenced by various factors, such as the regional setting, site conditions, dominant function etc. Functionally, Gandhinagar was to be the capital city of Gujarat. The new city would predominantly be the administrative centre of the state and consequently may acquire many important cultural, civic and allied functions. Initially, the principal employer in the city would be the state government, and as such, the design population was based on the government employment structure. In 1965 the city was planned for a population of 150,000. The total area of the site is about 5,738 hectares including and divided by the river. The area under river is about 800 hectares. The new city is planned on the western bank on 4,290 hectares of land. Out of these, about 700 hectares along the riverfront are left out for riverside development. The area of the land in the eastern side of the river, not proposed for immediate use, is about 650 hectares. Work areas. The main work areas in the city are Capital Complex and government offices. Light industries areas. City Centre. Public institutions area. Shopping, commercial and warehousing area. IT parks. These 6 areas together will generate most of the traffic within the city. It was therefore necessary to locate each of these in such a way that the total volume of traffic is well distributed within the city with a balanced pressure on all traffic routes. The government offices have been located to the southeast of the geographical center of the city while the industrial area is located to the north. The prevailing breeze direction confirmed this location. The city center and the commercial area is situated a little to the northeast of the geographical center of the city with the public institutions area in the south. Capital Complex and government offices. The Capital Complex, consisting of the Secretariat, the Legislative Assembly, the High Court and offices of heads of departments is located centrally in one sector with an area of 75 hectares. It has been so planned as to merge gradually with the riverfront landscape to the southeast. The Capital Complex is placed on the southeast end of the Central Axis Road No. 4 which is planned as an avenue having a central green of about 60 meters width. In the planned expansion of the city it was proposed to extend the city towards northwest and extend the road No. 4, so that the Capital Complex would remain the focal point of the central avenue of the capital city. Behind the Capital Complex on the riverfront was the designated location of an imposing memorial to Mahatma Gandhi either as a tall statue or a symbolic representation of his ideals. Other offices of the state government have been located to the north of the Capital Complex while to the south, the area is reserved for offices of the Government of India. The entire government office complex covers an area of about 150 hectares. The area is located so as to be within easy reach of the residences of most of the government employees. City Centre. The city centre which occupies an area of 75 hectares will accommodate the major civic, cultural and business facilities for the city. The main bus terminus for regional traffic routes is also located here. To the south of the city along the Crescent Road, an area of about 50 hectares has been earmarked for public institutions of statewide importance. It may also accommodate public schools and colleges with residential facilities. Shopping, commercial, and warehousing area. At the intersection of the 2 central roads in the city is located the main shopping center for the city. Though it will spread to some extent along these 2 roads, it has been so planned as not to cause any hindrance to traffic on them. This area will accommodate retail shopping facilities as well as other commercial premises. Along the Central Avenue, connecting the city centre with the Capital Complex to the southeast and the warehousing area to the northwest, a strip of land is reserved for special buildings requiring larger plots. At the northwestern tip of this strip is located the wholesale and warehousing area to which will flow goods from the surrounding region without any hindrance to the traffic within the city. Srivadayasari, 3, is famous clothing place to buy shopping like different bridal sarees and chanacolis. Residential areas. The regular pattern of main roads divides the city into rectangular sectors measuring 1 km by 3/4 km, with an area of 75 hectares. Each of these sectors will accommodate a residential community of about 7,000 persons with the necessary facilities like schools, shopping, playgrounds, and parks. Though the families of the government employees may constitute almost half of the envisaged population of the city, most of the residential communities are proposed to have population dependent on government service as well as other occupations. This is considered desirable so as not to create isolated government colonies. The government employees are accommodated in different categories of houses to be built by the government. 8 categories of residential plots, ranging from a minimum of 135 sqmt to a maximum of 1,600 square miles, are made available for people in general. Each residential community has hierarchy of about 4 categories of private plots and government quarters to achieve a balanced social and economic structure. To achieve economy and development costs and facilitate maximum benefit from social integration, the residential units are planned in a compact form. Consequently, larger open spaces and playgrounds are available and accessible to the people within walking distance. Each residential community is traversed by a cycle-pedestrian way crossing the main roads by an underpass leading towards the government offices area, which is the main work center, and a cycleway leading to the city center and industrial area. Major facilities like primary and secondary schools, shopping center, health and community center, etc. are grouped along this cycle-pedestrian way, making them easily accessible to all without having to cross main vehicular roads. For each category of house for government employee, at least 2 or 3 alternative designs have been developed so that by using these alternative designs and their combination, a more varied pattern of housing is obtained and there is no monotony in the government housing area. The smallest category of house for a government employee provides a drawing room, a bedroom, kitchen, front veranda, back veranda and independent toilet block with a total plinth area of 450 square feet. This is probably the highest standard adopted in the whole of country for this category of housing. Moreover, in the design of this type of housing, care has been taken to see that while a person on ground floor gets about 16 ft wide garden in the front and 20 feet wide garden in the back, the families on the upper floor get an attached open terrace in addition to the minimum accommodation provided. The housing has been generally designed in the form of row house so that considerable economy has been achieved in the cost of land. In some of the housing categories, fiats have been provided while in a few of categories, independent bungalows have been constructed. These residential groups in Gandhinagar have a basic and fundamental resemblance with the community structure presented by poles as obtained in almost all cities of Gujarat. Just as is found in the case of these houses in the poles, residential houses are grouped along a street, which opens out at places for social intercourse between people of all ages as also for a play space for children. The street pattern in the residential groups are as informal as is found in poles, free of fast traffic and serving only the local traffic generated by the residential groups. In the old cities in Gujarat, the community structure presented by the poles evolved as a result of the caste system or the guild system. In Gandhinagar an attempt has been made to form the residential groups of people of such economic strata as would permit evolution of a fully socially active life. Even the houses designed for especially lower income groups in the form of row houses resemble the continuous houses along the streets encountered in the Europolis, a unregistered trademark which immensely help in reflecting the community structure obtained in the poles. Typical residential groups in Gandhinagar and the street pattern obtained in the old cities in Gujarat is illustrated below. The traditional pole structure of grouping of houses has been very ingeniously translated into the layouts for government housing areas as illustrated above. Traffic system the cycle pedestrian ways are part of the traffic system adopted for the new city. The major factor which creates traffic problems in our country is the mixture of slow and fast. Complete segregation of the two is achieved by a traffic system ensuring relatively safer and swifter passage for both. Basically, the system consists of a grid of motor roads and another grid of cycle pedestrian ways superimposed on each other so that each residential community is served by motor roads on the periphery and cycleways within it. Grade separation by an underpass with an easy gradient at the intersection of cycle pedestrian ways and motor roads will enable the two systems to work almost independent of each other. As a result of this traffic system, the main functions in the city, such as the government offices, city centre, shopping centre, riverside recreational area, industrial area, etc. will be accessible to residential communities by way of cycle pedestrian ways independent of the motor roads. Conversely, a majority of the residential units in the city could be reached without having to travel on or across the main vehicular roads. the internal loop road takes its shape to accommodate existing trees. In the planning of Gandhinagar in a total area of over 6,000 hectares because of this meticulous attention to retention of existing trees, only 5 trees had to be uprooted, all of which were replanted and took roots. Where groups of trees existed, as can be seen in the layout plan of Sector 29, these were accommodated by locating the main sector open space to include those. Buildings for schools were located within the sectors along the main city roads to provide visual relief and break monotony of residential buildings all along the road. The main town roads have been so oriented as to be helpful in orienting the various buildings correctly with respect to light and air ventilation. The alignment of the distributor road within the sectors is taken in such a way that it facilitates to orient the residential quarters in a correct manner. Practically in all the sectors, nearly 60% of the residential quarters have been correctly oriented with reference to light, air and ventilation. Density pattern the government being the largest employer, densities are relatively higher around the government offices area and the industrial area. They are generally lower on the periphery of the city. On the basis of this density pattern, the total population of each sector was worked out. This total population was then apportioned between those dependent on government employment and a supporting population. The type of government employees to be accommodated was decided by density. 4 different groups of employees had to be integrated in one sector. Plots for supporting population had to correspond to the economic status of the government employees. Thus 4 categories of housing for government employees and 4 corresponding categories of plots for supporting population were accommodated in each residential sector to fit within the desired density pattern. Within the residential communities, net densities are as high as 250 persons per hectare. However, in general, medium-density development was proposed in keeping with the character of the new city. Densities are subject to alteration depending upon the housing policy of the government. Higher densities are possible if large-scale public housing program is undertaken and FSI increased in future. Community facilities, all the community facilities such as primary and secondary schools, shopping centers, community centers, parks and playgrounds, dispensary, police chowki, ranjamench, site for religious purpose etc. will be provided along the cycle pedestrian ways forming continuous green spaces in each sector. On the basis of anticipated age structure of the population in the new city and based on the age structure as observed in Ahmedabad, it was proposed to provide 1 primary school for 3,000 euro 4,000 population and a secondary school for 10,000 euro 12,000 population. Average standard for open space is about 1.5 to 2 ha per 1,000 population excluding school play areas and city-level parks. An area of about 50 sqmts per 1,000 population is provided for retail shopping. A district center is provided for a group of 4 or 5 residential communities. The population served by each district center is about 40,000 to 50,000. It is to have shops of selective nature, restaurant, cinema, dispensary, police station, post office, banks, club and play field for organized games. There will be 4 such district centers in the town. These district centers may also serve the adjoining villages of Pethapa, Kolawada, etc. The district centers provide for higher level shopping, mainly for consumer durables, workshops for equipment and vehicle repairs, quality ready-made garments, restaurants, residential hotels and cinema, sports grounds etc. These centers also provide for offices for commercial use as well as those for the government and local authority and utility services, banks, post offices etc. They may also provide for parking for commercial goods and passenger vehicles and small warehousing areas, cold storages and small offices for professionals and coaching as well as training facilities can be provided. Residential accommodation can be built above the commercial and shopping facilities. Recreation area the central vista in front of the Sakai Villa complex is proposed to be developed as an ornamental garden integrated with the riverside development. In addition to this, a large town park and recreational area is to be developed along the riverfront. A barrage constructed near the village in Droda will turn the river into a big elongated lake with a park fronting on it. This lake will have a permanent depth of 5 to 15 ft of water and will be used for pleasure purposes and will provide opportunities for boating, swimming and fishing. With the formation of the lake, there is a great possibility of converting the ravines along the western bank of the river into beautiful water lagoons with parks and gardens around. This lake and the water lagoons will form an integral part of the riverfront town park proposed to be developed along the west bank of the river. The Crescent Road will bridge across small ravines, making way for the arterial cycleways to cross underneath. The Riverside Park will thus be within the reach of, and easily accessible to, the entire population of the city. The residential communities will have access to the town park by continuous greenways accommodating the cycle-pedestrian way system. The park incorporates the lake, the existing landscape features including the Indroda Fort etc. The principal features at the park will be, 1. Large areas of open grassland and wooded area for picnic, walking, adventure, play area for children, ball games, kite flying etc. 2. Water lagoons with facilities like boating, bathing huts, swimming areas, play sculptures etc. The city will have a series of parks and playgrounds in the residential communities where children from the adjoining areas can easily walk in. Larger playgrounds for organized games are provided in each of the district centers. Sports center A regional sports center has been planned on and along the spinal east-west motorway of the new town close to the proposed railway station and occupying a central location in relation to the future expansion of the town. This will include a stadium, athletic tracks, practice areas, tennis courts, cricket, hockey and football grounds, a swimming pool, shooting and archery grounds, small area game courts and indoor physical recreation facilities. Other uses The main hospital is located in Sector No. 12 in the center of the city so that it is easily accessible to all. The circuit house etc. are located along the Crescent Road. The residences for the state ministers are planned in a cluster between the Crescent Road and the river. A large maidan of about 50 acres is also provided in the center of the city near the civic center for annual fairs, religious functions, exhibitions etc. A college campus providing arts, commerce and science colleges near the sports complex is planned in Sector No. 15. Demographics As of 2001 India census, Gandhinagar had a population of 195,891. Males constitute 53% of the population and females 47%. Gandhinagar has an average literacy rate of 77.11%. Male literacy is 82%, and female literacy is 73%. In Gandhinagar, 11% of the population is under 6 years of age. Over 95% of the population of Gandhinagar are Hindus. Geography Gandhinagar has an average elevation of 81 meters. The city sits on the banks of the Sabarmati River, in north-central East Gujarat. The 20,543 km² area around Gandhinagar is defined by Gujarat Capital Territory. It spans an area of 205 km². The river frequently dries up in the summer, leaving only a small stream of water. Gandhinagar is India's tree capital with 54% green cover on its land area. Climate Gandhinagar has a tropical wet and dry climate with 3 main seasons, summer, monsoon and winter. The climate is generally dry and hot outside of the monsoon season. The weather is hot to severely hot from March to June when the maximum temperature stays in the range of 36 to 42 degrees Celsius, and the minimum in the range of 19 to 27 degrees Celsius. It is pleasant in the winter days and quite chilling in the night during December to February. The average maximum temperature is around 29 degrees Celsius, the average minimum is 14 degrees Celsius, and the climate is extremely dry. The southwest monsoon brings a humid climate from mid-June to mid-September. The average annual rainfall is around 803.4 millimeters. Governance and politics. On May 1, 1960, Gujarat was created out of the 17 northern districts of former state of Bombay. These districts were further subdivided later on. There are 25 administrative districts in the state. Gandhinagar is a politics hub for the state of Gujarat. Shri L.K. Advani is present elected member for 19 years from Gandhinagar seat in Lok Sabha election. Unlike other cities, Gandhinagar has its own administrative body, the Capital Project Division, created by the government of Gujarat in 1965 AD. Gujarat is governed by a legislative assembly of 182 members. Members of the Legislative Assembly are elected on the basis of adult suffrage from one of 182 constituencies, of which 13 are reserved for scheduled castes and 26 for scheduled tribes. The term of office for a member of the Legislative Assembly is 5 years. The Legislative Assembly elects a Speaker, who presides over the meetings sessions of the legislature. A Governor, the constitutional head of the state, is appointed by the President of India. He addresses the House after every general election and the commencement of each year's first session of the Legislative Assembly. The leader of the majority party or coalition in the legislature or his or her designee acts as the leader of the Legislative Assembly. The administration of the state is run by the Chief Minister along with his Council of Minister and State Departments and Head of Departments at regional and local level. Gujarat is one of the most politically conservative states in India. Both the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress in Gujarat are far more conservative than in the national scene. After gaining independence in 1947, the Indian National Congress Party ruled the Bombay state. Congress continued to govern Gujarat after the state's creation in 1960. During and after India's state of emergency of 1975–1977, public support for the Congress Party eroded, but it continued to hold government until 1995. In the 1995 Assembly polls, the Congress lost to the BJP and Keshubhai Patel came to power. His government lasted only 2 years. The fall of that government was provoked by a split in the BJP led by Shankar-Singh Vaghela. In 2001, following the loss of 2 assembly seats in by-elections, Keshubhai Patel resigned and yielded power to Narendra Modi. The BJP retained a majority in the 2002 election, and Narendra Modi has since served as Chief Minister of the state. On June 1, 2007, Narendra Modi became the longest-serving Chief Minister of Gujarat. Once again the polls elected Bharatiya Janata Party. The BJP retained a majority once again in 2007 and Narendra Modi returned to power in the state once again. In 2012 the BJP obtained a majority once again and Narendra Modi returned to power in the state for the 3rd consecutive time. Congress wins the first municipality election in 2011. Mahendra Singh Rana became the first mayor of the city. Economy Industries The Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation oversees the planning of industrial facilities and areas, and the appropriate infrastructure. Renowned corporate consultants such as Sri Gaurav Khatri are providing services to this capital of the state. Thermal power station The state government-owned Gujarat State Electricity Corporation Limited has set up a thermal power station in Gandhinagar, at the stretch towards Pethapa. The power station also has a colony, known as GEB Colony, wherein the employees of the power plant are given residences. Software Technology Park of India at Infocity Identifying IT as an area of focus, the Government of India had promulgated a policy in 1986 making software exports, software development and services and training an area of prime importance. Further identification of factors hindering the growth of the software industry by the government led to the creation of Software Technology Park scheme to encourage and enhance software exports from the country. Software Technology Parks of India was established and registered as an autonomous society on June 6, 1991 under the Society Regulation Act 1860, under the Department of Information Technology, Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, Government of India. Gujarat International Finance Tech City TCS at SEZ TCS has set up ITSEZ called Garima Park near GH0. Transportation Air Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport located in Ahmedabad is 18 kilometers away from Gandhinagar and provides connectivity with domestic flights to the metropolitans and other major cities of India. It also provides many international flights from Ahmedabad to across the world. Rail Gandhinagar Railway Station, also known as Gandhinagar Capital, is located in Sector 14. Many trains running on the western zones passes through Gandhinagar. Currently there are 5 trains running from this station, in which 3 are express train and 2 are MEMU trains. Jaipur Bandra Garib Rath, Haridwar Mail for Delhi and Haridwar and Shanti Express for Indore Junction Burg are main express trains running through this station. Ahmedabad Railway Station in Kalipur Ahmedabad is the nearest rail junction which provides connectivity with all the major cities and towns of India. The Indian Railways transports are available for moving in northern India and eastern India from Kalol Railway Station. Metrolink Express for Gandhinagar Ahmedabad, the governing body of Gujarat, planned for rapid transit in the city by proposing the Metrolink Express Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad, also known as the Ahmedabad Metro. The contract for the 4 corridors of the system were awarded to Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, which also manages the Delhi Metro. Delhi Metro carried out a pre-feasibility survey in 2004 €5. In 2003, when the project was conceived, its cost was worked out at Rs 45 billion. The DMRC has already done its techno-feasibility study and submitted its report. Gujarat government has recently reapproached Delhi Metro Rail Corporation for a modified detailed project report for a metro rail project in Ahmedabad. Road Gandhinagar is connected to Surat, Mumbai, and Navi Mumbai through National Highway 8. It is connected to Ahmedabad, Jaipur, Udaipur, New Delhi and Chandigarh through the National Highway 8C. Local transport. Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation buses provides transport in and outside the state. Main GSRTC bus depot is situated at Sector 11. Intercity buses between Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar is also operated by GSRTC. Gandhinagar got its own city bus service in August 2009. The city bus service is operated by VTCOS. In the first phase of city-based transportation service, a total of 11 buses running on compressed natural gas have been allotted. CNG auto rickshaws are available for local transport. Bus Rapid Transit System, BRTS, is being planned to connect Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad. Education. Schools in Gandhinagar are affiliated with the Gujarat Secondary and Higher Secondary Education Board and Central Board. Under the, students complete 10 years of schooling, and then enroll in higher secondary school, where they choose from one of 3 streams, arts, commerce or science, which is then followed by either a general degree course in a chosen field of study, or a professional degree course, such as law, engineering, medicine etc. Government of Gujarat has developed Knowledge Corridor in Gandhinagar region. Maximum institutes are available in Gandhinagar region. There are all streams colleges and institutes available in city, including major part of national and international institutes and universities in Gujarat. They are listed below. Gujarat Forensic Sciences University, Kardizava Vishwavidyalaya, Gujarat National Law University, Indian Institute of Technology Gandhinagar, Gujarat Institute of Solar Energy Gandhinagar, Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology, National Institute of Design, Gandhinagar, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Bhaskaracharya Institute of Geo-Informatics, Pandit Deendayal Petroleum University, Government Engineering College, Gandhinagar, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, United World School of Business, UVASat, Institute for Plasma Research, School of Petroleum Technology, Industrial Training Institute. Culture and cuisine. Major festivals celebrated are 1. Uttarayan, an annual kite-flying day on 14 and January 2, 15, Navratri, 9 nights a year. Navratri are celebrated with people performing Garba, the most popular folk dance of Gujarat, at venues across the city. 3. Diwali in Gujarati New Year, the festival of lights, Deepavali, is celebrated with the lighting of lamps in every house, decorating the floors with rangoli, and the lighting of firecrackers. 4. Holi, a festival of colors. The folk dances of Gujarat, Garba, Ras, and Dandiya have been successful in breaking the confinements of locality, and the festival of Navratri brings together the whole of India. Special dancing competitions and lavish feasts are organized during the Holi festival of Navratri. During the prominent festival of Navratri, many forms of dances are performed. Ras is one of them. Ras is a very energetic and colorful dance in which body language, eye contact, expressions and rhythm play a major part. Two circles formed by men and women revolve clockwise and anti-clockwise following the rhythm of the music, while clanging their dandiyas with their respective partners. Wood carving is an important craft in Gujarat, evident in the many elaborately carved temples, havelis and palaces, as well as objects of daily and ritual use. Utensils are manufactured by craftspersons in Gujarat. Gujarat's Sthapana Divas is celebrated here on 1st May each year. Vidhan Sabha, Sakai Vela and area up to Mahatma Mandir is decorated with colourful lights, which give beautiful view at night. Every year in winter Vasant Utsava is celebrated near Sarata Udayan on JH Road. Artists from various states presents different folk dances during the festival. Also various ERFAT shops are also one of the attraction. Sports. Cricket is the most popular sport in Gandhinagar. There are several cricket grounds in the city. The Sardar Patel Stadium, Motera, located in the nearby city of Ahmedabad, is one of the test cricket grounds in India and is a venue for international cricket matches. Other sports such as football, hockey, basketball, tennis, golf and badminton are also popular in the city. A regional centre of the Sports Authority of India is located at Sector 15, Gandhinagar. Tourist attractions. Akshardham Temple in Gandhinagar is a temple built of pink stones with carvings. It is surrounded by gardens and fountains. GIFT City Tower, tallest building of Gujarat, this state-of-the-art, 28-storied structure is the first tower to be built within the Gujarat International Finance Tech City that is being planned as a global hub for financial services. Over 215,000 square feet of glass, about 7,000 metric tons of steel and 50,000 cubic meters of concrete have been used to build the state's tallest building, which was completed in 14 months and inaugurated by Chief Minister Narendra Modi in January 2013. Adalaj Well, 18 kilometers south of Gandhinagar. The well was built in 1499 AD by Queen Rudabai. The step well or vav, as it is called in Gujarati, is intricately carved and is several stories in depth. The designs on its walls and pillars include leaves, flowers, birds, fish and other ornamental designs. Sarata Udayan, on the bank of river Sabarmati, is a garden with a view of the river. It has a botanical garden. Deer Park is a large area containing various sections such as a Jurassic Park theme, Deer Park, Snake Park, Birds Park etc. Deer Park is also known as GER Foundation Park or Indroda Park as it is located in a village named Indroda. It contains Dinosaurs Park where huge statues of different dinosaurs are kept with a detailed explanation. Snake Park contains various local snakes available in and around Gujarat. Birds are free to fly in a big enclosed bird park. There is also an aquarium. Mahatma Mandir. The Mahatma Mandir is located at Sector 13. It is named as Mahatma Mandir but is not a temple. It is exhibitory area of the economic and industrial development of the state similar to that of Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. The project is to be developed in two phases. 1. Phase 1 will be completed by December 2010 which will host Vibrant Gujarat 2011. It includes construction of museum, foods court, convention centre, exhibition center, service building, landscaping and pathway. 2. Phase 2 will be completed by December 2011. It includes construction of suspension bridge, open-air theatre, parking facilities, landscaping, and salt mound. Children's Park in Sector 28. Children's Park is a major attraction for children and holiday makers. The Children's Park has a mini train and a lake with boating facilities. It also in-houses an amusement park, tricycle ground for children as well as adults with amusement rides like Moonwalker, breakdance etc. Punit Van, a botanical garden in Sector 19 is a garden containing a fusion of botanical garden depending on zodiac signs and an amphitheatre. Chinese Kung Fu is taught in Gandhinagar. That is first time in all over India. Craftsman's Village in Pethapa, GH4 Circle and Central Vista, Rupal Village, known for Pali, Wrath of Morvardhani, it is celebrated on the 8th day during Navaratri festival. It has its own charm when you see the Pali pass through the village streets. People come from all over the country to get the blessings of Morvardhani. Pali is made of wood of tree kajada and prepared on the same day, which makes it sacred, which is built by the villagers only. Ghee is used as prasad, which is poured on the Pali by the devotees in huge amount. Gathering of devotees on the festival is approximately above 5,000 and is growing year by year. References. External links, Gandhinagar Travel Guide from Wiki Voyage, Gandhinagar Urban Development Authority, official website of Gandhinagar, Gandhinagar District Magistrate, Gandhinagar Municipal Corporation.